many expressions of embodiment, and there's many expressions that could be benefited by embodiment. So I think it's saying like anger, for example. If anger is kept inside, I mean, nothing just stays inside, right? It's gonna come out in some way. So it can come out negative thoughts about being or a person. It can come like negative chatter inside, and at some point, perhaps it's gonna accumulate, and it's gonna at some point want to express itself fully, and then it's gonna come into like rage or in an unhealthy way of expression. And so embodying anger, embodiment in general, is, in my jargon, an art form. So it's not just about embodying anger, for example. It's not just about embodying the masculine and being empty. It's a way of expressing art in the moment, right? So it's a sort of a meditation kind of thing, because it's always new. It's never the same. It's a felt experience. And so taking this example of anger, for example, right? So there's many ways of expressing anger. And so in the jargon of David Data, which is the form that I'm learning from and I'm very fascinated by, is in anger. We can keep it inside and talk about a person behind the back, or talk inside a person about how shitty the person is. That would be the first stage. Another first stage is also letting the anger go out on the other person. Like, you motherfucker, you did this and I'm feeling like this. Right? So it's like a victim mentality. And so there's the second stage in David Data's work, and that is the healthy way, which is, what you did there makes me very angry, and for me to not be angry, I would need you to ... Or it reminds me of when my mother used to do like this to me, and so it triggers me in this way. And it's the healthy way, and it's the way where most of us is living now, which is great, right? So it's like healthy communication, healthy way of expressing something that bothers us, and that could be anger, that could be different things, right? But using anger in this this example. And so in the third stage, in the embodied artful expressing of anger, how can we express anger in an artful way without suppressing it and without necessarily talking about it? Talking about is great, right? I'm feeling angry because, but there's an artful way of expressing anger which embodies the energy, right? Because anger is not only felt up here, anger is a felt experience with the whole body, right? So allowing that expression to be true in the body, so feeling the anger and expressing the anger, but without trying to damage the other person or an item, the door, for example, or nothing like that, but still expressing the anger, expressing that energy, that life force that's within. That's like a gift, right? That's saying anger is okay, and it's an expressing of love. I'm not feeling seen. Not that I'm saying this, but I'm expressing that, and I'm doing it without hurting the other person, because my anger has actually nothing to do with the other person. It's my anger, and I'm feeling this, and I want to and need to express this with heart, right? So that's the difference. That's the difference between all the other stages. Perhaps the second stage is still hard, and it still creates a beautiful connection as we're sharing. I'm feeling hurt, and thus I felt angry. It's a very healthy way of expressing, right? And also brings heart. And then there's this third way, this artful expressing of anger, which is still like, I'm feeling so, in however way it would be, right? I'm feeling angry, and you can also, it's also like a way of teasing with it, right? Because when there's a beautiful expression of anger, which not comes from feeling that it's wrong or anything like that, there's something a little bit funny about it, right? Like, fuck what you just did. So it's like, it's expressing the energy. It's not letting the energy sit somewhere in the body where it's just gonna turn into fucking I don't know what, and I'm not gonna say the words. but something that's not nice. It's an expressing, it's a full embodied expressing of what is, but it has nothing to do with the other person. And right, so I'm not I'm not pushing that energy on the other person. I'm expressing my anger, and it's clean. So once that anger is expressed, it's clean. There's no residue. I'm not angry at you after, right? Because it was my expression, and my expression has nothing to do with you. And perhaps if it's a complete unknown territory, that might need to be explained after. But the artful expression is already the explanation. This is not yours, it's mine, and I need to express this right now. Right? So it's an art form, and it's something I can't just explain here. It's something that I've been studying for many years, and I find it amazing, and it's healing a lot of things that I'm walking with many times. Right? So when you're in a beautiful marriage like I am, there's a lot of opportunity to create artful expressions of emotions, right? Because emotions is an expression, and there's an artful way of expressing all emotions, and not collapsing into it, not making it heavy, but still being true to the emotion and expressing that as love. Right? So it's art, it's love expressing itself. It's consciousness expressing itself as anger. It's consciousness expressing itself as sadness. It's consciousness expressing itself as grief. That's what it is. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with being angry. There's nothing wrong with anything. It's all an expression of life, right? And art is, I mean, if life is not an expression of art, it becomes numb, right? So numb anger is boring, numb emotion is boring, and I know it because I've been through it all trying to, and I've also, so talking about masculine embodiment is like, I'm not supposed to feel anything, I'm just gonna be here. No, that's not at all what masculine embodiment is. Masculine embodiment is feeling it all arise in consciousness, and perhaps sitting and sobbing, sitting and being angry, but holding a structure to it. So not, again, letting it go on the other person, and there we need the masculine. So the feminine is full rage, full the emotion, fully that, which is beautiful. It's beautiful to observe, beautiful to see, but perhaps there's casualties. Right, so the masculine embodied is holding the structure for the emotion, so still letting the emotion fully be expressed, but be in the space for where it happens and not collapsing into it. Okay, so that's a little bit about embodiment, and there's so many different ways of embodiment, and I think embodiment is perhaps something that's gonna be like a new art form, a new healing form. It's taking a long time for it to come forward, but it's coming.